Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we'll find out if this thing runs. I mean, it really shouldn't run. There's got to be a problem with this, but just nothing has added up so far with it. So if you haven't seen the last video, this is supposed to be a flooded C63. It turns out in the last video I've discovered that it hasn't been flooded. There is no signs of water damage. There's not even any signs of anyone inspecting the damage. So obviously when a car's been crashed or flooded for insurance purposes, they would inspect the car to confirm that it is indeed damaged beyond repair, and that is then when it gets written off and the customer gets paid out. But I can't even find any evidence of that happening either. So this is a bit of a weird one, but today we are gonna start it with the plugs in and see what happens. Now, a lot of people were saying there's two batteries on this car. There was one in the front here and one in the boot. However, after having a look, no, there isn't one here at all. It's just an ECU. There's nothing else there but an ECU. So it is just the one battery in the boot. Not sure if everyone just put in my leg. I mean, I did look online, and apparently I don't know if it's the earlier ones or the later ones seem to have a battery there, but I don't know if this is early or late. As I say, I know nothing about this car, but I have ordered an oil filter. I will be going to pick that up in a moment. I am going to get it on the ramp. I am going to drop the oil to inspect it. From dipping it, I could see a bit of oil on the dipstick and it looked okay, but we will drop it, inspect it, and I will put some fresh oil in for a start, obviously with the new oil filter. I might take the cylinder head covers off, purely because they look pretty simple to take off. There's nothing else left in the way now I've taken the coil packs and everything off, so it just seems like there's probably about 10 T30 bolts on each one. So I think I'm going to just do that, just to see if there's any obvious damage before we obviously try and start it, because there has to be something wrong with this car. It just doesn't make sense. It could be bottom end, I don't know. So yeah, before I pop out and go and get the oil filter, let's whip off the cylinder head covers and just see if there's anything obvious. Someone did comment in the comments, they said there's an Mercedes Mastertech. Apparently there's a dowel that goes in the camshafts and the cam sprocket. He said they snap off. Hopefully by removing the cam cover I might be able to see something there. I got compression on all cylinders on this, the lowest one being still over 10 bar of pressure. So I don't know if I am going to have any issues with that, because if my timing was out, I just wouldn't get compression properly. So I don't really know, but it's better to be safe than sorry. It seems pretty simple enough to whip them covers off, so let's just do that and see what we find. Now, just before I do that, I just want to give a massive thanks to today's sponsor, which is YFood. Now, YFood is a meal replacement drink, shake, or bar. They are not to be confused with a diet drink. You can use them as part of the healthy lifestyle diet. Now, they come in a 500ml bottle like this, or they come in a powder just like this. Now, they have 26 different vitamins and minerals in. They are glucose-free, they are lacto-free, they are high in protein, are great for people that are always on the go. Well, I'm out in my van all day, so I just take a bottle with me, and when I'm in the workshop, I have a shake. They have a high shelf life, they don't have to be refrigerated. There are loads of different flavors and they all genuinely taste great. Even the ones I thought, I'm not too sure about that, like Heavenly Hazelnut, for example, I wasn't too sure about it, but it actually is one of the nicest tasting flavors. That is the one thing I do like about them. They all taste great. It's not like you're drinking it and thinking, oh, I'm drinking something healthy, this is not good, this tastes horrible, but they genuinely all taste really good, and I look forward to drinking them. If you haven't tried them before, guys, I do recommend giving them a try. If you just click the link in my description, takes you over to the website, and if you use my discount code SALVAGE10, you'll get an extra 10% off at checkout, guys. So it's a massive thanks to YFood for sponsoring today's video and continuing to support the channel. Thank you to the person in the comments that said I can lift the bonnet a lot higher on this as well. I didn't realise you could do that. So there's like a service position for this. It lifts pretty much vertical, look, which is actually very good because it gives me a lot more room under the bonnet and also lets in a lot more light. So one tick on the box. This is better Mercedes than Audi. Right, it seems like, yeah, as I said, this is just, looks like a foam cover. Remove that. Now, having a quick look at this side, I can't see anything obvious at all. Everything looks nice and clean. I can't see any damage, no metal parts. I can see oil all up the top here, look. So I don't think I've got an oil circulation problem. all the camshaft lobes look okay, don't look worn. I can't see anything. Now, the only thing I did see, let me just put my... I'll just show you. So I'm just intervening here because I turned my camera around and the microphone was facing away, so you won't be able to hear me. So I'm basically just showing you the back here, but the camera can't really get a good picture. So I'm going to show you 2 pictures instead. Yeah, so I don't know if that's anything to worry about. I mean, I've gone online, I've watched a quick video of someone stripping down a camshaft adjuster, and it's not really clear if there should be a bolt there. Judging by the video, it just seems like the circlip on the back here, there's a circlip, that's all that holds that on. So I don't think there's supposed to be anything in there, but it's just a bit weird why one has an empty thread and another one has what looks like to be a snapped bolt. But let me know in the comments, should that be like that? So I'm now going to put that cover back on because there's nothing more I can do. I'm going to strip now this side as well and see if it's the same story. Right, I'll come back to the cam covers in a minute. I got a bit too eager and ended up sticking it on the ramp and in the air. So while I'm here, obviously we're going to drop the oil, but let's just have a quick look underneath to see what else we can see while we're here. First obvious bit here is you can see the damage to the under tray. It doesn't look too bad. I think I've just got a bit of damage to the bumper here, look. And the under tray is obviously snapped, so that would need replacing. Obviously got a few hanging down wires here which we can sort out, but other than that it doesn't look too bad. There's obviously evidence of a bit of an oil leak, but it looks like possibly oil cooler pipes possibly, so maybe even from there. Doesn't look too bad at the moment, but just going around the rest of the car, everything else looks okay. I am assuming it's got the cats on it still, so it's not a full decap, but I'm assuming that these welds here aren't standard, and possibly that's where there was some centre silencers before. I mean, I don't know, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Was there, I mean, that's obviously not standard, is it, that weld? So I'm pretty sure it's just got some, yeah, centre pipe removals. The only thing I've really ever noticed is the wheels are completely, I mean, look at this one, it's had 2 repairs here, see there, and another one up there as well. They look fine, to be fair, but still, I mean, this one, I don't even know what's going on here, look, that looks awful, that repair. Looks like someone's just filled it in with filler. So yeah, the wheels aren't ideal. Tyres are on the limit, and even more so on the front. But other than that, it looks okay. And there's obviously the front tyres completely bald on the inner edge. So ideally we need a full set of tyres and alloys. So let's just whip this under tray off and we'll drain the oil. I'm going to drain it into a bottle so we can have a good look at it. Because obviously if the oil is absolutely fine, I'm not going to bother putting new oil in for the moment. I'll just reuse this one. But let's drop it and have a look. I mean, it looks okay. Can't see any impurities like metal shavings or anything in it. But we'll let it all drain out, and then I've got like a paint sieve that I'll run it through as well to see what that brings back. Right, I couldn't take this cover off on the end because there's a bolt down the side here, typically right down there, and it's absolutely solid. I tried to undo it and all it did is round the bolt, so couldn't even get this side off. So if I'm honest, I could spend 3-4 hours trying to get that out, or I could just try and start it and hope for the best. I mean, I can kind of see camshaft adjusters in there as well. I've got a little bit of a mirror in there. I think it's the same. We're going to go with the same. The oil looks okay. As I said, I saw it coming out. I couldn't see any bits and everything like that. So what I've just done is I'm not going to waste 50 quid putting oil in this just for a startup, especially if the old oil looks to be okay. So what I've done is I've just put little paint gauze on there. So I'm just going to pour the oil back into here, and if there is any defects in the oil, hopefully it should pick it up and we'll be able to see a bit more. So I'm just going to pour it back in because I think the oil is okay. Just for a startup, obviously if we get this engine running properly, I will of course change the oil. Right, so it took a while, but I've poured all the oil back through the gauze here, and it's absolutely clean. There's nothing in there at all. And pouring the oil in, it was perfectly black, perfectly reflective. There was no bits in it whatsoever, so there was no water in it, no fuel. So I'm happy the oil is fine, although it does need changing obviously. It is fine to go back in for a restart. I can't find any issues with it there. So I guess all I've got left to do now is put the spark plugs back in, coil packs back on, plug them back on, and try and start this up. Now, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Top end, bottom end, or do you think it's gonna be okay? I don't know. I can't call it. I'm gonna go bottom end, just because I've had a look at this these camshafts here, and they looked okay. Judging by the video I watched about the adjusters, I don't think that sheared bolt thing is a problem. I saw someone dismantle one, and there was nothing in the ones he was dismantling either. So it's a bit odd, but I don't think that's an issue. It could be, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna go bottom end. Let me know what you think. Right, I'm just going to use the OBD function on VCDS. I don't know if it's going to give me any codes or not, but I'll try. It's got misfires detected. Misfire on cylinder 1 and cylinder 2, and random multiple cylinder misfire. Right, so yeah, we've got misfiring cylinder 1 and 2, so it could be the camshaft adjusters on this side. I mean, it could be to do with the misfire, but it also could be a spark plug or a coil pack. The way I see it is that the damage, if there is damage, it's been done. So if the engine turns over, that means it's unlikely to cause any more damage me trying to start it. So that's the way I see it anyway. If it's damaged, it's already damaged. I ain't gonna make it worse. If it's the camshaft tensioners, the adjusters, sorry, then I've read that they will knock on idle, but they won't actually cause any engine damage. They'll just knock internally. So starting it again won't be horrendous for the engine. It won't be great, obviously, but it's not going to shouldn't do any further damage just for a start anyway. So yeah, everything's plugged back in, apart from I haven't plugged the coil packs back in. So what I'm going to do now is all foot has been changed, oil's back in. I'm just going to turn it over now, hopefully get a little bit of oil pressure possibly, and then yeah, I'll plug the coils back in and we'll go for a start. Well, I don't know about you, but that sounded fine. I couldn't hear them hydraulic noises that I was hearing before, the tapping noises. I couldn't hear that from inside. Obviously, if you heard it, you would have heard it here. But I think we're good to go. Right, it's the moment of truth. I'm about to start her up. I don't know what to expect. If it does start, it's going to be very loud anyway. So whether I'll be able to hear anything straight away, of course, it's like starting the RS4 for the first time all over again. Yeah, let's just do it. Bugger it. So it started and I immediately turned it off. I just heard a very metallic knocking, tapping noise straight away that was very loud, so I turned it straight back off again. I don't know, do I just do it again? Well, I feel like if I don't do it again, I don't know what the problem is, and I'll have to strip the whole engine to find the problem. I'm doing it again, bugger it. That sounds freaking sweet. I'm confused. That sounds awesome. I don't know what's happening. I've got nothing on the dash, no warning lights. Sounds pretty sweet from the back. Sounds fine from here. I'm so confused. Oh my God, that sounds insane. Well, I don't really know what to say at the moment. I'm very confused. Now, this should have been a flood damaged car. I'll show you in the listing now exactly what I bought. I'll put it up. So that is the premise. I bought the car off, flood damaged. Engine obviously didn't start, but I'm just so confused as obviously it went into Copart. Did they just not try and start it because it was flood damaged? I mean, it seems like a simple jump pack would have cranked this over, it would have started up straight away, and Copart would have earned another £1,000 maybe commission. So maybe they just didn't start it because they thought it was damaged. But why has it gone to the insurance company? This is a Cat N, so it's been written off because it's been flooded. So I'm just so confused as what's going on at the minute. I really don't understand. The engine, for the 2 minutes I've had it running, sounds absolutely sweet. It sounds ridiculously loud and very yeah, just insane at the back there. I just don't get what's going on. Obviously we had those cylinder 1 and 2 misfire, but that could have been an old code for all I know. I'm a bit lost for words at the minute because I don't really understand what's going on. Now, I've been through the rest of the car because obviously the Copart thing says water flood, which 9 times out of 10, especially if they haven't tried to start the engine either, means the engine's flooded. Now, I've been through the rest of the car. There's no damp. I mean, all the carpets are completely dry. They're all completely dry. I've just checked them all. Every single footwell's dry. I can't see any evidence of water being inside the car at all. Even the boot. Although there's a bit of rust here, there's no water anywhere. It's all completely dry. I mean, most boots after this, especially of an age car this age, have a bit of water in anyway. So I mean, everything's dry. I just don't really get it. Why has this been written off? I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. I mean, the only thing we've got left to do is obviously test the gearbox. And is the gearbox seized? I don't know. Obviously, we'll do that in the next video, I guess, if we'll go for a test drive. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today's video, guys, while I try and work out what's going on and why this has been written off, why this has gone to Copart, why it they hadn't started it, and we'll go from there. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.